वेलकम एवरीवन। आज एक महत्वपूर्ण घटना है। चंद्रयान 3 चंद्रमा की सतह पर सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग करने वाला है। इस घटनाक्रम को हम इसरो की वेबसाइट से लाइव देखेंगे, तो कृपया हमारे साथ बने रहें और प्रयास करें कि आपके सारे परिचित, सारे विद्यार्थी, विशेष रूप से जो विज्ञान स्ट्रीम के विद्यार्थी हैं, वे इस घटना को ज़रूर देखें। ये कभी कभी होने वाली उपलब्धियां हैं जो इनकी मिशन क्लॉक के अनुसार अभी लगभग 1 घंटा 8 मिनट 39 सेकंड बाद हमारा चंद्रयान 3 चंद्रमा की सतह पे पहुंचेगा। आप सभी से आग्रह है कि अपने देश के वैज्ञानिकों के प्रति समर्थन जताने के लिए कमेंट ज़रूर करें, इसे लाइक करें और शेयर करें। विशेष रूप से परिवार के जो छोटे छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, उन्हें ये दिखाया जाना बेहद ज़रूरी है।
Do you have the courage to make 8 lakhs a month, which is 1 crore a year?
See, it doesn't matter as long as you can do it successfully. Also, what kind of rocks are on the moon? What is the composition of the rocks? That's what we're going to study. So Chandrayaan-3, the lander is going to study and observe the characteristics of the moon and the surface around it, studying what materials are there. And then the rover itself is going to study the composition of the lunar surface. It's going to look for the presence of water ice. It's going to look at the history of lunar impacts in the area and study the evolution of the moon's atmosphere. So it has a number of different tools on it to be able to do so. For its study, it's obviously its navigation panels and solar array as well. So it's going to be super exciting. There's going to be a lot to study on board. The lander itself has the Chandra's surface thermophysical experiment, which will measure thermal conductivity and temperatures on the lunar surface. It also has an instrument for lunar seismic activity, so we're going to study what the seismic activity is around the lunar surface with the plates of the moon. It also has the Lunar probe, which will study for plasma density and variations at the lunar site, or lunar lander site. Then we have the rover. The rover has an alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, which will derive the chemical compositions and infer mineralogical compositions of the surface. So it's going to actually kind of like shoot rays at the soil of the moon and study that. It also has a laser-induced breakdown spectrometer, which will determine the elemental compositions, looking for Mg, Al, Si, K, Ca, Ti, and Fe on the lunar soil and rocks around that lunar site. And why this is so important, we are going to the South Pole, and this is where we have plans to build lunar bases with the Artemis program, and that's where we believe there is water in frozen ice, obviously being one of the biggest important things that we need to be able to go to the moon and to stay. Orphix, what are your thoughts on a multi-stage 40-day burn-up, burn-down trajectory as opposed to faster trajectories? Hey, it works. Obviously, like, to not do that longer time, you need a bigger rocket. But if you can do it with a smaller rocket and it takes longer, that means more people are going to be able to do it, and that's a really, really good thing. So definitely something there. Maniac, over 1 million people waiting on the ISRO's channel. That is so incredible. The world really is stopping to watch this. So if you haven't yet, take a moment, share out this stream, invite people to join us. We'd be glad to have them here. And we're going to continue answering their questions. And there we have it, a live view inside the ISRO mission control room with raw telemetry of Chandrayaan-3. You're seeing this live at the same time I am, as we are now 26 minutes away from that landing burn of the Chandrayaan-3 lunar module. We are continuing to count down to touchdown of Chandrayaan-3, looking at that live telemetry. We'll listen in to mission control. We will be patching that in and out as they will be presenting both in English and in Hindi for today's stream, but that is a live view inside the mission control room for Chandrayaan-3 as we await the automatic landing burn to be conducted. That burn now 25 minutes, 30 seconds away from now. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, helps us out. Let's see, can we get to 10,000 likes before that burn conducts itself? It's free to hit the like button, but it really helps us out, so I appreciate your support in doing so. But that is a great live view. We'll continue to listen in and out of mission control as we await the landing burn.
अब मात्र 25 मिनट बचे हैं चंद्रयान-3 को चंद्रमा की सतह पर पहुंचने से. Enjoy this fantastic mission and pray for the success of our scientists.
अब मैं आपसे इससे निवेदन करूंगा कि वो आप लोगों को इसरो के वर्तमान मिशन चंद्रयान-3 के बारे में बताएं.
अभी आपने मिश्रा जी के द्वारा सुना इसरो के अब तक के लूनार मिशंस का विवरण. अब चलते हैं टुवर्ड्स चंद्रयान.
A little bit of a staticky audio. Hopefully we'll be able to get that sorted there. Saw a question come in the chat from here from Adia. Saw a question coming in. Someone was asking what happened with Luna 25. Its engines burned too long. That is what happened. So instead of burning for 100% of the time required, it actually burned for 150%. So it slowed down faster. So ultimately it intersected the moon earlier than it was supposed to. That is ultimately what happened. If you're just joining us though, welcome here to the launch pad. We did have a live view inside the ISRO's telemetry tracking command center. And let's listen back into mission control.
महाअभियान से जुड़ने के लिए आप सादर आमंत्रित हैं. मैं पद्मदेव मिश्रा अपने को-होस्ट श्रीमती आरुषि सेठ के साथ आप सभी को और देश विदेश से जुड़े सभी दर्शकों का हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत करता हूँ. 23 अगस्त 2023 आज की शाम इसरो के वैज्ञानिकों और सभी अंतरिक्ष वैज्ञानिकों के साथ लैंडर मॉड्यूल को चंद्रमा के सतह पर उतरने के ऐतिहासिक पलों को देखने के लिए तैयार और जी हाँ, इसरो के गौरवपूर्ण इतिहास में एक और अध्याय जुड़ने जा रहा है और आज हम सब लोग इसके साक्षी बनेंगे. आप ये सारे विजुअल्स अपने स्क्रीन पर इसरो के मिशन ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्लेक्स यानी मॉक से देख रहे हैं, जो कि बेंगलुरु में स्थित टेलीमेट्री ट्रैकिंग एंड कमांड नेटवर्क ट्रैक से प्रसारित किया जा रहा है. ये विजुअल्स आपको पावर डिसेंट के काउंटडाउन और उस पथ को प्रदर्शित कर रहा है जिसपे चलकर लैंडर आज चंद्रमा के साउथ पोल पे सेफ और सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग करेगा. आपको ध्यान दिला दूं, इस समय हम लोग पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने से लगभग 22 मिनट दूर हैं. जो दर्शक थोड़ी देर से जुड़े हैं उनकी जानकारी के लिए बता दें, आप लोग इस ऐतिहासिक पल को इसरो के ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट, फेसबुक, ट्विटर और यूट्यूब पे भी देख सकते हैं.
Honorable dignitaries, delegates, scientists, media personnel, and dear viewers, a very good evening to all of you. We at ISRO welcome you to the live coverage of India's prestigious Chandrayaan-3 mission's landing event on the lunar surface. These are the visuals from Mission Operation Complex at ISRO's Telemetry Tracking and Command Network, ISTRAC, situated in Namma, Bengaluru, Karnataka. I, Arushi Seth, and my colleague, Dr. Padmdev Mishra, are your hosts for the evening and shall accompany you on the journey of the landing event from power descent start to touchdown. Today we shall be witnessing the final phase of the critical and most technologically challenging mission operations of Chandrayaan-3, wherein the lander module will be making a safe and soft landing on the surface of the moon. These display screens show the countdown to the power descent start as well as the path that will be followed by the lander module. We are 18 minutes away from the commencement of power descent. India is at the brink of creating history as we all await with bated breath to witness the landing on Moon's south polar region.
And we're going to update our clocks there. We just had an update. We are now 18 minutes away from that burn. So we're running a couple of minutes early there, so we'll work to update that countdown clock. If you're just joining us, we're listening in to Mission Control as we count down to the automatic landing conducted by Chandrayaan-3. We are getting closer and closer. Closer to that burn time, so we're just going to update that clock now. Just under 18 minutes approximately away from that burn being conducted. We'll work to sync our clocks to the best of our ability. They're looking through some live footage showing the history of India preparing to go to the moon. If you're just joining us though, welcome. Make sure you take a moment, engage that like button and subscribe so you never miss another live launch coverage, space news update, or exclusive one-on-one interview. We're glad to have you joining us here this morning. Super exciting day for India and for the world as we prepare to watch Chandrayaan-3 land on the lunar surface. Just resyncing that clock there. We are now just about 16 minutes away from that burn being conducted and now less than 40 minutes away from actual touchdown of Chandrayaan. Jason, thanks so much for the excited cat, super excited little gift there. If you'd like to help support what we do, make sure you take a moment, engage that like button. It's free to do so, and share out the stream on social media. It's a big day for India. We're continuing to look into live views of the Chandrayaan-3 mission control room, where everyone is waiting for that landing burn to begin. If you guys have questions, you can send those to us in the chat by tagging us at the launch pad. We did want to bring up one more time before we dive deep into making sure that we cover everything that is happening today. If you are interested in collecting some kind of limited edition merch for today's mission, you can do so by heading on over to the launchpad.store. We have our ISRO, and Chandrayaan-3 launch gear and space gear that you can get. Use promo code MOON3. You do get 10% off your order, and global shipping is available, so definitely take a moment and consider checking that out. Some of those items are going to be limited edition, so consider doing that. But something that you can do for free if you are interested is
अवधूत साथे ट्रेडिंग अकेडमी
चलते हैं towards Chandrayaan-3, the follow-up mission of Chandrayaan-2, which has been designed to accomplish our mission goals. The primary objective of Chandrayaan-3 mission is the demonstration of safe and soft landing on the lunar surface. This demonstration is a critical aspect for ISRO's future interplanetary missions. In addition to this, the mission objectives also include demonstration The TLI was a key step in the mission, enabling the spacecraft to escape Earth's gravitational pull and travel to the Moon. An orbit of 288 by 3,69,328 kilometers was achieved at the end of the trans-lunar injection.
जी हाँ, ट्रांसलूनर इंजेक्शन किसी भी इंटरप्लेनेटरी मिशन के लिए बहुत ही आवश्यक परंतु कठिन ऑपरेशन होता है। इस सफल मैन्यूवर के बाद चंद्रयान 3 पृथ्वी से दूर निकलकर चंद्रमा के प्रभाव क्षेत्र में एक हाइपरबोलिक ट्रेजेक्टरी.
So they're showing you there the journey. Chandrayaan-3 was in lunar orbit. It had, once it arrived, it did that higher orbit and then conducted some burns, lowering its altitude, its periloon and apiloon, as it prepared for its journey here. That is when the rover then separated from the propulsion stage, and we are now 12 minutes away from that lunar lander firing its engines, committing itself to a lunar landing attempt 34 minutes from now.
अन्यथा उपग्रह चंद्रमा के प्रभाव क्षेत्र से बाहर निकल जाएगा. LOI के सफलतापूर्वक परिचालन के बाद चंद्रयान 3 की कक्षा को 4 बार और परिवर्तित किया गया. इस दौरान चंद्रमा की अधिकतम ऊंचाई को घटाकर 160 किलोमीटर कर दिया गया. इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में प्रपल्सन मॉड्यूल का लगभग 755 किलोग्राम ईंधन का उपयोग हुआ और चंद्रयान 3 के वेगमान को लगभग 850 मीटर प्रति सेकंड कम कर दिया गया. लैंडर मॉड्यूल को लगभग 150 किलोमीटर के सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में स्थापित करने के बाद 17 अगस्त 2023 को प्रपल्सन मॉड्यूल से अलग कर दिया गया. पुनः लैंडर मॉड्यूल के ऑर्बिट को 2 ड्यूइस्ट मैन्यूवर्स के द्वारा 150 किलोमीटर के सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट से घटाकर 25x130 किलोमीटर के एलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट में स्थापित कर दिया गया. इस दौरान यह भी सुनिश्चित कर दिया गया कि 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटल थ्रस्टर्स पावर डिसेंट के समय किसी भी चुनौती का सामना कर सके. लैंडर मॉड्यूल इस ऑर्बिट में 4 दिन तक चंद्रमा की परिक्रमा करता रहा ताकि इसके सभी सब सिस्टम को पावर डिसेंट से पहले कार्यात्मक रूप से वेरीफाई और वैलिडेट किया जा सके. इस दौरान चंद्रयान 2 और लैंडर मॉड्यूल की आपस में बातचीत भी हो चुकी है. और संक्षेप में अब तक की यात्रा की बात करें तो लैंडर मॉड्यूल अब तक 21 बार पृथ्वी के और लगभग 120 बार चंद्रमा का चक्कर लगा चुका है और इस पूरी यात्रा में लगभग 55 लाख किलोमीटर की यात्रा भी पूरी कर चुका है. अब तक के इस पूरे अभियान में यह भी सुनिश्चित किया गया कि सारे ऑर्बिट मैन्यूवर्स इस प्रकार किए जाएं कि लैंडिंग साइट.
Everyone says IT jobs have a lot of money. Your neighbor is making 12 lakh per annum and your college friend is making 16 lakh per annum working for some IT company. But you don't know coding or tech. So you think, can I ever make that much salary? The answer is a very big yes. By learning data analysis and converting boring Excel or Google spreadsheets just like this to amazing AI-powered dashboards like this using Microsoft Power BI. You too can get a high-paying job in data and IT, and that too without any coding skills or having a degree in data or AI. To learn how to use Microsoft Power BI, which is the world's #1 AI and business intelligence tool, I invite you to join me in my 2-day Power BI domination workshop, where you will learn the A to Z of Power BI and get hands-on practice on real-life data sets. With everything you learn in this workshop, you can start building your own dashboard and leverage data of any kind to become a valuable asset to your company and your boss. Switch your job and make a career in IT, business intelligence, or even as a data analyst, as many Fortune 500 companies like Accenture, Capgemini, Mphasis, and many more are hiring Power BI professionals right now with a 12 to 21 lakh per annum salary package. To become a certified Power BI expert by a Microsoft certified trainer, click on the link below to reserve your seat for the workshop right now and get amazing bonuses worth rupees 16,000 for absolutely free. I will see you inside the workshop.
Do you have the courage to make 8 lakhs a month, which is 1 crore a year? See, many people will get offended by the ad and things that I'm going to share right now. Many men and even women do not have the courage to follow their dream, to work hard, put in the effort and do something which is not being usual, which has been conditioned by the society, media and the education. A lot of people will skip the ad right now. In fact, 90% of you would not even like me because, oh, Dave Gaddi is making too many ads and pushing people, charging this much. You know what? It's okay, you can skip the ad. But there is 10% people watching this. They will say, you know what? Let me listen to what this guy is saying. Most of us, we have become chicken-hearted right from the school and education system. We became too comfortable in our job. We always admire people, think that, oh, this guy can do it, that girl can do it. They become millionaire, they become rich. I can't do it. I'm this, I'm that. Stop all this nonsense. For 1 minute, I want you to think, what if the life that you want is actually possible? All it takes is little bit of courage. You don't have to break the mountains like Dasarath Maji. पहाड़ नहीं तोड़ना है, बस छोटा सा चीज करना है at the comfort of your home. Is just have an open mind, attend this 3-hour webinar, learn the process of how to find a passion and convert that into a business. सैकड़ों लोग कर चुके हैं, हजारों लोग कर चुके हैं. ये passionpreneur movement जो है, it's gonna become a revolutionary movement. But you see, it's not about me, it's not about other people, it's about you. Are you going to be part of that movement and the change, or you're going to be comfortable in the job or whatever you're doing and get busy and disappear? My name is Dave Gaddi. I'm sorry if I've offended you, but my goal is to wake you up and ask you if you really have the courage to earn 8 lakhs a month, which is 1 crore a year. If you think you do, or if you think that you can muster some courage, I want you to join me for a 3-hour journey where I share with you this process called Passionpreneur Blueprint. This will blow your mind and help you to see what it takes to make 1 crore a year. I went from being in a job 16 plus years to become a multi-millionaire, traveling the world and living the life of my dreams. You can do that as well. Click the link, see me in the webinar.
When I joined Dave Gaddi, I transformed myself.
He's someone who has a heart of gold.
My perspective towards seeing the business has changed. He was a person I will always look as an epitome of serving.
Building up that enthusiasm and energy to go behind what you like, that's what Dave Gaddi had impacted a lot around this.
Only thanks to your guys' support that we get to do this. Aran's asking, what are my opinions on success? If the lander lands, even if the rover doesn't work, it is a success. If we have a lander that touches the surface and is in one piece, it is successful, and that is what we are counting down to now, less than 5 minutes away from that burn being conducted. I don't even think I was this excited with Artemis 1's launch, and this is a landing, so this is really amazing. We're so glad that you are joining us here and we're watching this together. Make sure you're sending those photos of who you're watching with and showing your screen. I know we've got a bunch of schools watching. I hope there is lots of energy and you guys are just as excited where you are watching. This is a huge moment for India and for the world as we wait for the landing of the lunar module. Deep, how is this going to change the world if successful? It means we have another nation that can land on the moon. That's what this means. It means we can land on the South Pole. It means we are preparing to go to the South Pole, which is where we believe we're going to build a base. So some big milestones. Let's listen back into Mission Control now, less than 4 minutes away from that burn. I'll continue to bring updates as I can.
The entire powered descent shall be carried out by the onboard autonomous landing sequencer, or ALS, which are a series of instructions preloaded to the lander module. These instructions include the commands to be executed, data to be collected and analyzed, and decisions to be made and executed autonomously throughout the powered descent.
As always here at the launch pad, let's see that go, no go in the chat for that landing burn. This is where we're waiting for Chandrayaan-3 to commit to a lunar landing. We're approximately 3 minutes away from that being conducted. Let's watch and wait as we wait for that confirmation of burn start now.
प्रक्रिया को पूरा करने में लगभग 11.5 मिनट लगेगा और इसका समानांतर वेग 1680 मीटर प्रति सेकंड से घटाकर 358 मीटर प्रति सेकंड हो जाएगा।
We have continuous flow of lander telemetry data from ISRO's Deep Space Network IDSN-32 located in Velalu, Bengaluru. The data is being acquired real-time by station and is flown to the Mission Operation Complex through our communication links. In addition to it, we also have support from ESA and JPL ESN stations. There will be no ground intervention once the ALS takes charge. The preparation for today's event has started 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters for the autonomous landing sequence were carried out. The whole descent is divided into 4 phases: the rough braking phase, the attitude hold phase, fine braking phase, and the local navigation phase or the terminal descent phase.
जी हाँ, एटीट्यूड होल्ड फेज, जो कि पावर डिसेंट का दूसरा चरण है, एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण फेज है। इस 10 सेकंड के स्मार्ट ड्यूरेशन के दौरान लैंडर के 2 महत्वपूर्ण सेंसर कारा और लासा लैंडर की ऊंचाई की गणना करेंगे। इस फेज के पूरा होते ही लैंडर चंद्रमा की सतह से कुल 6.8 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर होगा।
During the rough braking phase, the lander velocity shall be brought down from 1,680 meters per second to 358 meters per second. The altitude will be brought down from 30 kilometers to 7.4 kilometers at the end of rough braking.
We are now 60 seconds away from Chandrayaan-3 committing to a lunar landing. Teams doing final checks. We're listening in for confirmation of the burn.
We can see the scientists are analyzing the lander data.
Once they commit to this burn, there's no going back.
बैठे सभी वैज्ञानिक ये जो भी डेटा देख रहे हैं वो डीप स्पेस नेटवर्क IDSN-32 के द्वारा प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है। और अगर हम बात करें पावर डिसेंट के तीसरे चरण का, जो कि फाइन ब्रेकिंग फेज होगा, जिसमें लैंडिंग साइट से जस्ट 800 मीटर की ऊंचाई पर वर्टिकली होगा, इस चरण को पूरा होने में लगभग 3 मिनट लगेंगे और इस चरण के पूरा होते ही लैंडर की वेलोसिटी लगभग 0 हो जाएगी।
The scientists here at this track are glued to their systems, analyzing all sorts of complex data.
We're waiting for confirmation.
We are very close to the power descent, to the start of the power descent phase.
जी हाँ, अगर हम अब बात करें पावर डिसेंट के चौथे और अंतिम चरण का, जो कि लोकल नेविगेशन फेज या टर्मिनल डिसेंट फेज भी कहा जाता है, इस दौरान लैंडर के 2 इंजन बंद कर दिए जाएंगे और लैंडर के सेंसरों द्वारा इसके हाइट और वेलोसिटी की गणना इनर्शियल नेविगेशन को भेज दिया जाएगा।
This burn has to be conducted at an exact moment for the lander to be able to reach its targeted landing site. We're waiting for that confirmation that the burn has begun. If you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. We are moments away from the burn committing Chandrayaan-3 to a lunar landing. We are looking at a live view inside the mission control room, waiting for that confirmation. We've got the mission control nets.
आप इस समय अपने स्क्रीन पे मिशन ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्लेक्स में बैठे सभी मान्यगणों को देख सकते हैं, जो कि बहुत ही उत्सुकता के साथ टेलीमेट्री डेटा को देख रहे हैं। अभी हम लोग पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने से जस्ट कुछ ही पल दूर हैं। पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने में लगभग 30 सेकंड ही बचा है और हमको ये सारे डेटा मिशन ऑपरेशन कॉम्प्लेक्स रूम में आइडिएशन 32 के द्वारा, जो कि लगातार लैंडर के कनेक्शन में बना हुआ है, प्रदान कर रहा है।
Dear viewers, the pivotal power descent has begun and the lander module is propelling towards the moon's surface along the...
And there we have it. Confirmation. Landing burn has begun. Chandrayaan-3 committed to a lunar landing attempt. Let's listen into mission control. It has begun. We are now in the 19 minutes of terror, confirming whether we will have a successful landing here today. Let's listen back into mission control.
During this rough braking phase, the lander velocity shall be brought down from 1,680 meters per second to 358 meters per second. The altitude will be brought down from 30 kilometers to 7.4 kilometers at the end of rough braking. All this in the duration of 690 seconds or 11.5 minutes. Currently, the Laser Inertial Reference and Accelerometer package, LIRAP, is aiding in the navigation.
जी हाँ, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर अब तक कुल 191 किलोमीटर हॉरिजेंटल दिशा में चल चुका है और अभी तक इसकी वेलोसिटी लगभग 31 किलोमीटर बनी हुई है।
The lander module has traveled a distance of approximately 228 kilometers. The complete downrange that will be traveled during this phase shall be nearly 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, कुल 745 किलोमीटर के इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज में आप देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग लगभग अपनी यात्रा 20% कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं।
There are live looks at live telemetry confirming the burn is underway.
और डिसेंट की ये शुरुआत हम कह सकते हैं कि बहुत ही सटीक और सधी हुई है, जिसमें लैंडर अपने वेगमान को अनुमानित तरीके से घटा रहा है।
The altitude of the lander module will reduce from 7.4 kilometers to 6.8 kilometers. During the next phase, which is going to be the altitude hold phase, we can currently see that the altitude of the lander module is nearly 31 kilometers.
आरुषि, अभी हम इस ग्राउंड ट्रेस को देखते हुए कह सकते हैं कि रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज की शुरुआत बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से हुई है।
You can see on your screen there, it is about to begin that curvature. It is slowing down and it is about to begin its descent. Things are progressing nominally in this burn. We continue to listen into mission control, but they are now committed to a landing attempt. Current altitude, Chandrayaan-3, 31 kilometers, as it begins to make its descent down to the lunar surface.
All see the seriousness and the concentration with which each and every parameter of the lander module is being analyzed. The performance so far seems to be nominal.
जी आरुषि, चूंकि ALS एक्टिवेट किया जा चुका है, इसलिए ग्राउंड से कोई कमांडिंग नहीं की जा रही है।
You're seeing live pictures on the right side of your screen. Those are live images from the lander module as it conducts its burn. The moon coming closer and closer, now at an altitude of about 31 kilometers.
और हमेशा सुनिश्चित करेगा।
During the entire descent, there is no ground intervention as the ALS has taken charge. The preparation for today's event had started nearly 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters were done.
We are now under 30 kilometers, slowing our speed.
The lander module has been brought down. It is continuously coming down. and the ALS had already been initiated 1 hour before the scheduled time of the power descent start. Following this, the throttleable engine electronics module, the TECM, was switched on and lander was oriented to the favorable attitude.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर मॉड्यूल जिसकी शुरुआत में वेलोसिटी 1680 मीटर पर सेकंड थी, लगभग 1150 मीटर पर सेकंड हो चुकी है, जो कि एक बहुत ही मैजेस्टिक शुरुआत कही जा सकती है इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के लिए। यहाँ पे मैं आपको ये भी बताते चलूँ कि आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि द लैंडर मॉड्यूल का आल्टीट्यूड धीरे धीरे अब कम होता हुआ दिख रहा है, और जो कि एक्सपेक्टेड भी है। अभी हम बात करें करंट आल्टीट्यूड की, तो जो कि 28.6 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
आप स्क्रीन पर ये भी देख सकते हैं Chandrayaan-3 lander imager display. The lander imager is continuously taking photographs of the moon's surface, and that is also being streamed here. Currently the horizontal velocity has been brought down and the distance traveled is 574 kilometers. The current altitude is 27 kilometers as can be seen on the screen.
जी हाँ, करीब अपने आधे सफर को पूरा करते हुए इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज में लैंडर बहुत ही आगे की तरफ बढ़ते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई को घटा रहा है। अगर अब बात करें तो लैंडर की ऊंचाई चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 27।
And that descent now underway. You can see that curve beginning as the module descends, now passing 26.5 kilometers in altitude and speeding up but slowing down as it prepares to land on the lunar surface.
10 seconds. The lander will be oriented such that both the altimeters will be looking exactly towards the moon's surface. At the end of this attitude hold phase, height measurement update to navigation system will be given from the laser and car band altimeters. Currently we are in the middle of the rough braking phase.
जी हाँ, अगर हम ध्यान से देखें तो लगभग 8 मिनट की यात्रा के बाद लैंडर अपनी हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम करते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई, अभी की ऊंचाई के समय 24 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है। अब तक के आंकड़े को देखते हुए हम कह सकते हैं कि लैंडिंग पूरी तरह से नॉमिनल है। यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी लगातार कम होती हुई दिख रही है।
If you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. Chandrayaan-3 now passing through 21 kilometers in altitude, traveling 59 meters a second and increasing in speed. But that horizontal velocity you can see slowing now under 800 meters a second. Horizontally, some incredible live views from the lander module as we are now 8 minutes into the landing burn. Or the descent start. They are now in that rough braking. That burn should be completing here shortly. And then we are now about 11 minutes away from touchdown.
Pace is 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी लगभग 720 मीटर प्रति सेकंड हो गई है। लगभग हम ये कह सकते हैं कि 900 मीटर प्रति सेकंड वेलोसिटी को कम किया जा चुका है। At the same time, we can see the altitude of the lander is just 17.8 kilometer from the moon surface, which is going to be around 7.4 at the end of the rough braking phase.
इस फेज के बाद हम जाएंगे towards the attitude hold phase, where we will be expecting sensor update from the laser and car band altimeters. We can see the visualization of the lander module moving towards the moon's surface. The current altitude is nearly 15.2 kilometers and the distance traveled is 754 kilometers. We can also see the image that the lander imager camera has been providing.
जी हाँ, इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के दौरान 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटल इंजन अपने कार्य को पूरी तरह से अंजाम दे रहे हैं और लैंडर के हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम कर रहे हैं। अब तक लैंडर लगभग अपने 75 से 80% की यात्रा को पूरा कर चुका है।
After the rough braking and the attitude hold phase, we shall be having the fine braking phase, which will continue for nearly 3 minutes. The whole phase is being driven by the autonomous landing sequencer and there is no intervention from ground.
जी हाँ आरुषि, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकती हैं कि जो करंट आल्टीट्यूड है चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 10 किलोमीटर के आसपास है। जी हाँ, हम अपने जी हाँ, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हम सभी का उत्साहवर्धन करने के लिए दक्षिणी अफ्रीका के जोहानसबर्ग से जुड़ गए हैं।
Yes, we are privileged to have with us Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has joined us from South Africa's Johannesburg to encourage us.
जी हाँ, आप ये देख सकते हैं एल्टीट्यूड होल्ड फेज भी बहुत ही आसानी से लैंडर फेज ने पार कर लिया है और अब फाइन ब्रेकिंग की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। अभी हम ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 5.6 किलोमीटर है, जो कि इस फेज के उपरांत लगभग 800 मीटर हो जाएगी।
And there we have confirmation. They have switched from rough braking to fine braking. We are now in the final phase of this landing burn.
And we are currently in the midst of the fine braking phase, which is going to continue for 3 minutes. And the altitude is going to be reduced to nearly 800 meters at the end of this phase.
जी हाँ, जैसे कि आरुषि जी ने बताया कि लगभग 3 मिनट के उपरांत लैंडर की हाइट लगभग 800 मीटर वर्टिकली होगी और यहाँ पे लैंडर की हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी, वर्टिकल वेलोसिटी, इवन डाउन रेंज भी लगभग
We are now just 3 kilometers from the surface.
We can see the visual of the lander module and we can see that the downrange traveled is nearly 831 kilometers.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई अब चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 3 किलोमीटर से कम होगी।
2.5 kilometers.
We are very close to the moon's surface, nearly 2.6 kilometers as we can see.
As we're in that final descent, we are removing those clocks and we are going to be watching as we 40 days ago, 3 hours, 23 minutes, 15 seconds ago launched, and we are now on the verge of landing. Let's listen to the Prime Minister.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 1 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
We are nearing the
We are
final
less than 1 kilometer from the surface. traveling now less than 5 meters a second horizontal. The lander now beginning to pitch vertically, finalizing its landing. This is it, the final minutes.
वायुओं की गड़गड़ाहट से सुन सकते हैं कि हम लोगों ने तीसरे चरण को भी बहुत ही सफलतापूर्वक हासिल कर लिया है और अभी हम वर्टिकल डिसेंट फेज में आ चुके हैं जिसकी शुरुआत भी
And there we have confirmation that they are now in a hover at 800 meters. The landing burn has been completed. The final descent is now underway. Chandrayaan-3 is now using local navigation, confirming its landing target. Here we go.
The altitude is being brought down from 800 meters and we are nearing and approaching the lunar surface.
जी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर का हाइट लगातार कम होता जा रहा है। इस समय हम लैंडिंग साइट के जस्ट ऊपर हैं और इस समय इसकी ऊंचाई लगभग 600 मीटर के आसपास है। इस फेज के दौरान लगभग 150 मीटर के ऊंचाई पे पहुंचने के बाद
We are now coming up to 500 meters from the lunar surface, descending about almost 9 meters a second, 450 meters to the surface.
As well as the vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced and the lander module has begun its descent towards the landing site.
हाँ आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि जो पथ निर्धारित किया गया है लैंडर पूरी तरह से उसी को ही फॉलो कर रहा है। इस समय हम लगभग 200 मीटर की हाइट से भी कम आ चुके हैं। अब हम ये देख सकते हैं कि हम लगभग 150 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं।
150 meters to the lunar surface. The Vikram lander now in final local navigation, descending.
Vertical descent phase 2, which will have the lander module hovering at nearly 150 meters above the lunar surface.
जी हाँ आप इस तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट को सुन सकते हैं जो कि सेकंड हैवरिक फेज के कंप्लीट होने के बाद इन सारे वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा की जा रही है।
You can see that the lander is now retargeting and it has begun its descent 130 meters to the lunar surface. 120 meters. We should be about 100 meters from the lunar surface. 75 meters.
लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 65 मीटर के आसपास बची हुई है।
Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
60 meters to lunar surface.
कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं।
We can see the honorable time.
30 meters, 25 meters, 23, 22, 20, 19. Stand by for confirmation of landing.
Applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा के सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए
Chandrayaan-3 is officially on the lunar surface. Congratulations to India. The entire team, let's listen in.
बहुत ही उम्दा, the hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, नमस्कार। Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon. Sir, I request our Honorable Prime Minister to address us and bless us. Thank you, sir.
मेरे प्यारे परिवारजनों, जब हम अपनी आंखों के सामने ऐसा इतिहास बनते हुए देखते हैं, जीवन धन्य हो जाता है। ऐसी ऐतिहासिक घटनाएं राष्ट्र जीवन की चिरंजीव चेतना बन जाती है। ये पल अविस्मरणीय है। ये क्षण अभूतपूर्व, ये क्षण विकसित भारत के शंखनाद का है। ये क्षण नए भारत के जयघोष का है। ये क्षण मुश्किलों के महासागर को पार करने का, ये क्षण जीत के चंद्र पथ पर चलने का, ये क्षण 140 करोड़ धड़कनों के सामर्थ्य का है। ये क्षण भारत में नई ऊर्जा, नया विश्वास, नई चेतना का है। एक क्षण भारत के उदयमान भाग्य के आह्वान का है। अमृत काल की प्रथम प्रभा में सफलता की ये अमृत वर्षा हुई है। हमने धरती पर संकल्प लिया और चांद पर उसे साकार किया। और हमारे वैज्ञानिक साथियों ने भी कहा, इंडिया इज नाउ ऑन द मून। आज हम अंतरिक्ष में नए भारत की नई उड़ान के साक्षी बने। साथियों, मैं इस समय ब्रिक्स समिट में हिस्सा लेने के लिए दक्षिण अफ्रीका में, लेकिन हर देशवासी की तरह मेरा मन चंद्रयान महाअभियान पर भी लगा हुआ। नया इतिहास बनते ही हर भारतीय जश्न में डूब गया। हर घर में उत्सव शुरू हो गया। हृदय से मैं भी अपने देशवासियों के साथ, अपने परिवारजनों के साथ इस उमंग और उल्लास से जुड़ा हुआ। मैं टीम चंद्रयान को, इसरो को और देश के सभी वैज्ञानिकों को जी जान से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, जिन्होंने इस पल के लिए वर्षों तक इतना परिश्रम किया। उत्साह, उमंग, आनंद और भावुकता से भरे इस अद्भुत पल के लिए मैं 140 करोड़ देशवासियों को भी कोटि कोटि बधाइयां देता हूं। मेरे परिवारजनों, हमारे वैज्ञानिकों के परिश्रम और प्रतिभा से भारत चंद्रमा के उस दक्षिणी ध्रुव पर पहुंचा है जहां आज तक दुनिया का कोई भी देश नहीं पहुंच सका। अब आज के बाद से चांद से जुड़े मिथक बदल जाएंगे, कथानक भी बदल जाएंगे और नई पीढ़ी के लिए कहावतें भी बदल जाएगी। भारत में तो हम सभी लोग धरती को मां कहते और चांद को मामा बुलाते। कभी कहा जाता था चंदा मामा बहुत दूर के, चंदा मामा बहुत दूर के हैं। अब एक दिन वो भी आएगा जब बच्चे कहा करेंगे चंदा मामा बस एक दूर के हैं। Friends, on this joyous occasion, I would like to address all the people of the world, the people of every country and region. India's successful moon mission is not just India's alone. This is a year in which the world is witnessing India's G20 presidency. Our approach of one Earth, one family, one future is resonating across the globe. This human-centric approach that we present and that we represent has been welcome universal. Our moon mission is also based on the same human-centric approach. Therefore, this success belongs to all of humanity, and it will help moon missions by other countries in the future. I am confident that all countries in the world, including those from the global south, are capable of achieving such feats. We can all aspire for the moon and beyond. मेरे परिवारजनों, चंद्रयान महाअभियान की उपलब्धि भारत की उड़ान को चंद्रमा की कक्षाओं से आगे जाएगी। हम हमारे सौर मंडल की सीमाओं का सामर्थ्य परखेंगे और मानव के लिए ब्रह्मांड की अनेक संभावनाओं को साकार करने के लिए भी जरूर काम करेंगे। हमने भविष्य के लिए कई बड़े और महत्वाकांक्षी लक्ष्य तय किए। जल्द ही सूर्य के विस्तृत अध्ययन के लिए इसरो आदित्य L1 मिशन लॉन्च करने जा रहा है। इसके बाद शुक्र भी इसरो के लक्ष्यों में से एक है। गगनयान के जरिए देश अपने पहले ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट मिशन के लिए भी पूरी तैयारी के साथ जुटा है। भारत बार बार ये साबित कर रहा है स्काई इज नॉट द लिमिट। साथियों, साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी देश के उज्जवल भविष्य का आधार है। इसलिए आज के इस दिन को देश हमेशा हमेशा के लिए याद रखे। यह दिन हम सभी को एक उज्जवल भविष्य की ओर बढ़ने के लिए प्रेरित करे। ये दिन हमें अपने संकल्पों की सिद्धि का रास्ता दिखाए। ये दिन इस बात का प्रतीक है कि हार से सबक लेकर जीत कैसे हासिल की जाती है। एक बार फिर देश के सभी वैज्ञानिकों को बहुत बहुत बधाई और भविष्य के मिशन के लिए ढेरों शुभकामनाएं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Some fantastic words from the Prime Minister of India. This was not just a win for India, but for the world. The Prime Minister stated, this is not just for India. We'll listen back into Mission Control. Celebrations continue. If you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. India has done it. They have landed on the surface of the moon.
Part of our journey to this success, and let me take this opportunity to thank the people behind this mission. The project director of Chandrayaan-3 is here. Here, Mudrel. The associate director, Kalpana, and the mission operations director, Srikanth. And the satellite was built at your house satellite center, Shankar and the director.
happened flawlessly as per the timeline, and we became the fourth country to land to demonstrate the soft landing onto the moon surface, and we became the first country to go near to the south pole of the moon. I take this opportunity to thank navigation guidance and control team, propulsion team, sensors team, and all the mainframe subsystems team who have brought success to this mission. I also take the opportunity to thank the Critical Operations Review Committee for thoroughly reviewing the mission operations right from launch till this day. The target was not for the review process. I also thank the ISRO higher management, right from Chairman ISRO, Director USA, all the center directors and higher ISRO officials. And finally, my thanks to the Chandrayaan-3 project executives spread across the ISRO centers. Thank you.
Mission Director Srikanth.
It is an immense pleasure to be part of Chandrayaan-3 and acting as Mission Director. I would like to thank each and every team member who has supported in carrying out all the mission operations flawlessly, and I would like to thank my senior management, Chairman ISRO, and URSC, my senior colleagues and my team members for carrying out and supporting all the things carrying out in proper way. Thank you very much.
Associate Project Director Kalpana.
Good evening to all. This will remain the most memorable and the happiest moment for all of us, for our team Chandrayaan-3. We have achieved our goal flawlessly from the day we started rebuilding our spacecraft after Chandrayaan-2 experience. It has been breathe in, breathe out Chandrayaan-3 for our team, and starting from the reconfiguration to all the special tests and the simulations we have conducted meticulously, and this has been possible only because of our immense effort from our Chandrayaan-3 team, and of course with the guidance from our chairman ISRO, our directors and all our experts. With all this, it has been possible. Thank you one and all. Thank you for all the minutest help which has been provided from all the areas of departments. Thank you. Thank you.
Chandrayaan-3 is a result of the work done by thousands of scientists, engineers, some staff and industries and support team across ISRO and other places, other institutions. And Shankaran has been the lead of the center which integrated all of these efforts in the last 2 years. I request him to speak on behalf of all of you. Thank you very much for the affection that has been displayed today now. Today we have achieved what we set out to achieve in 2019. It was delayed by about 4 years, but we have done it. When Chandrayaan-3 was launched, after the separation of the spacecraft from launch vehicle, I said I will speak the rest of the things after the soft landing. So here I will take a couple of minutes to tell the tremendous amount of effort that has been put in by the entire project team. When I say project team, it is not just only the project director and associate project director. Of course, they are the face of the project. They have been living, sleeping, eating, breathing Chandrayaan for the last 4 years. They have been supported by such a large number of people, particularly in the navigation, guidance and control area, propulsion system. This area, the amount of effort that has been put by people, the number of simulations that have been done, the number of reviews they have gone through, the amount of criticism they faced and overcome that. It is, as a person who has been watching this for the last 4 years along with them, my heart goes out for them. The amount of effort is tremendous. That is what ISRO is all about. That is what our organization has taught us to do. Now today this success has put us even more higher responsibility, as the Honorable Prime Minister was telling, because we have set the bar now so high. Nothing less than.
चलो थैंक यू
Nothing less spectacular.
सबको हार्दिक बधाई.
Is going to be inspiring for any of us.
Thank you for joining us.
The Honorable Prime Minister mentioned.
हाँ बता.
हमारे को स्टाफ ने हमारा ग्रुप बिगाड़ दिया था सर.
हाँ.